So welcome everyone to another Around the Block Talk. Today we have with us Paulina Bialek. She is the CEO at Frosty Whale. It is an NFT marketplace with its own niche, and we are very excited to hear what you have for us today, Paulina. I'll hand it over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Paulina. Now I'm CEO of Frosty Whale, but before I used to work in a venture capital fund. So we've been investing in startups across Southeast Asia, so I'm pretty familiar with this region. Right now, I also live in Singapore, and my company is also focused on Southeast Asian market right now, especially Thailand, when we are doing business development right now. So I think that's a short introduction about myself. We've decided to launch this company because we saw a huge need in the influencer market for the platform that will help influencers monetize the content they create. Right now, they create lots of content, spend a lot of time in social media, creating posts, interacting with fans, but actually they are paid nothing or almost nothing. So that's why we think that Web3 technology can solve this problem, bringing ownership and participation to the virtual world. And that's why we decided to launch this platform and work it out.
Sure, Paulina. Thank you very much for that introduction. So we can proceed with the topic today that we have, NFTs with no secondary marketplace. And so since you mentioned that you're focusing on influencers, so one point that I would like to bring to the table is that Instagram very recently announced that they will be integrating a number of chains and NFTs into their own platform. So I believe you have a competitor now. So what would your views be on that? And I'll let you proceed.
Oh, I didn't hear correctly, I think. Which competitor do you mean?
Instagram, they very recently they've announced that they will be incorporating NFTs on their
Instagram, right?
Right.
Instagram, yeah, true. So now I get it. Yes, I heard about it, but it's okay. So like Instagram is one of the social media platforms, but there are many that people are using right now. So there is also TikTok. Some people are using Facebook. So I think that if they incorporate NFTs, it will still not solve the problem for the whole group of influencers out there. And as far as I know, I think that Instagram is now allowing to display NFTs, but I'm not sure if they have a tool to create NFTs on the platform and to do the whole transaction, sales and so on. So yeah, I think that maybe they are just testing out a market a bit, but I guess that in the future it can go in this direction and they can become another NFT marketplace. So regarding the competition, we definitely have competition, and there are some companies that are thinking about the same business model, also targeting influencer market. Most of them actually are in the United States or Europe. I didn't come across that many in Asia yet, but definitely there will be a year or later. But so definitely competition is out there, but we are not afraid of competition. Actually, if there is competition, that's good because it shows that there is demand on the market and people are thinking the same way as we are. I think that we would be afraid more if there was no competition. So then we would start thinking, that maybe we are going in the wrong direction and there is no demand for the platform that we are trying to create.
Right, certainly. That's very rightly said. Since now others are in the market, that gives you a market validation that certainly there is a space there. So, sure, Paulina, we can start with the talk, and towards the end, we can see if there are questions.
I'm not sure if I understood. Like, what's the next question?
So you can speak about the topic that we have today.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So I suggested this topic, no secondary market, because right now we see that NFT actually on a huge scale is used for speculation, investment. That most of the projects on OpenSea or other big NFT marketplaces they are mostly running on the secondary market, meaning that there is a new project, people think that it has potential, that it's nice mission vision behind it. They just buy NFTs, and it's sort of an investment, and they speculate that the price will go up, and then they will earn money on the secondary market, which is how it's used right now. It's very rarely used just for like primary market, just the first sale, and for collection. That I think that it was meant to be at the very beginning, but I think that the market went into a different direction. And I wanted to talk about it because actually I think that NFT technology has a huge potential on the primary market. This is how we look at it. So maybe I can first ask you a question. Have you ever went to a concert? Have you ever gone to a concert or any other big event where was your idol, celebrity, star, and you've been waiting in the queue to shake the hand, to get the autograph on the photo or something like that, or any other merchandise directly from this person? Like, have you ever been in this situation?
Yes, certainly. When you go to a concert, you would definitely like to meet the artist, but that's a difficult situation. I mean, it's quite difficult to do that because of the number of people that are there. That has happened.
True. And it's not only about meeting, but I think that people are also, they want to have something from the artist. So that's why they are asking for autograph. They want them to sign the photograph or something like that. And like it's happening not only at the concert, but many other events. And it has been like that for hundreds of years. This is not a new thing, that people, if they have their idol, they strive to be recognized by the celebrity. They strive to own part of them, which they believe that is somehow included in this photo, in this autograph that they are getting, that they are receiving or buying. So so this is how it works. And we've observed it in, like, influencer is just another group of sort of celebrities. Like they're very active in social media. This is where they have fans. And also social media influencers, if there are some events, there is exactly the same mechanism that people want to have something from the influencer. If the influencer is selling t-shirts, they are going to buy t-shirts. If they are selling stickers, mugs, photos, they are going to buy photos because they really want to have something that was created, that was touched by them. And I think that this is very deeply in our, very deeply coded in our sort of, maybe not even personality, but in the human nature, that we react like that. And right now it's definitely happening in the physical world, but what about bringing this sort of relationship and connection to the virtual world, to the digital world? This is what we are working on right now. Now, with the NFT technology, it's possible to create original items, that the artists can create original items, original assets, actually original assets. So it's a way, it's level up, I would say, that and now they can be creating assets and also selling them, giving them to their fans. And it will be happening in the virtual world, which is, in many ways, it's easier because you do not have to go to the physical event, or maybe even if you go to the physical event, still you will not have a chance to meet the artist. You will have to stuck in the queue, or there was a pandemic, so no physical events happening. And then people were just, this is what I heard, they were just like texting influencers to go to the post office and ship them something. And they've been doing that. So, the mission and the goal of our company is to digitize this relationship that is already existing between influencers and fans, and enable fans to own part of the influencer that will be included or secured in the NFTs.
Right. So basically, I believe in the coming future, this becomes another way for artists or influencers to connect with their fans. and a new
Exactly.
form of storytelling.
Yeah, I think that this is a great way. Like if you are, for example, collecting physical photos, physical autographed photos, there is no way that you can easily display it. It will be damaged with time. You cannot exchange with other fans. With the NFT technology, when everything is in digital form, you can easily sell it or exchange it. You can easily display it and show it to your friends. It's like the transactions are much faster, way faster and safer, and it's much easier to prove that it's authentic, to prove the originality, because like on blockchain, we know that who created this asset and how it was later transported between different wallets. So so I think that it's easier than it's happening right now in the physical world, and it opens up lots of opportunities, because it's not only about photos that you can be tokenizing, but also videos. That was never possible. You were never possible to sell any video in the physical world, because like it just doesn't exist. But in the digital world, if you are able to tokenize it and sell it as an original video, then I think that it has lots of sense and lots of value.
Right, certainly. And so our firm Ideas, we also have an NFT marketplace. It's called True Avatar. It's being built as of now. So from what I could understand, there's a lot of competition now in this NFT space. Like just in India, I can tell you there are over 10 NFT marketplaces.
True.
So even your particular platform is targeted towards the southeast of Asia. So what do you think is the potential in this particular region for adoption of NFTs, and where do you see this going?
Yes, so I agree that there are actually hundreds of NFT marketplaces all over, but I think that we are still stuck in this point where only crypto enthusiasts understand it and actually are using this. And I've heard about like similar projects to mine, but it didn't end up well. And at the end of the day, also like crypto enthusiasts are using those projects. So I think that it's also about the education of the market, that is not easy, and not many people are into blockchain yet. Many people don't understand it. So the influencers that I'm working with, they don't have cryptocurrencies. They obviously don't trade with crypto. They are not familiar with the blockchain technology, and even explaining to them how the NFT works, it's not that easy. So I think that going to the masses, to the mass population, is definitely not easy, and many startups are struggling with this. It's easy maybe to create a platform, a product, a tool that will be focused on the current crypto enthusiasts, because they will get it, they will understand it very quickly. But for the mainstream, it's still not easy. I think that it's still not easy, and we are also struggling with this. But yeah, so I think that is why many startups are not successful. Many NFT marketplaces are not successful in the mass adoption of this technology.
Right, that's very true. So I think one big challenge is to enable adoption of this technology in the market. So definitely, I think there's a threshold. Once that threshold is crossed in terms of adoption, we will see a lot of people coming onto that. But until then, what efforts can a startup make, or what efforts are you guys making in order to increase the adoption of this technology and get more people on board?
Yeah, very good question. So what we are doing, so right now we are trying to be very close to our customers. So like we are developing this platform together with them, with the influencers, to better understand their needs. But also we are trying to, we rather avoid explaining technology that deeply, because I think that this is something that people struggle with and they don't understand it. So we also observed that when we were trying to explain how everything works, people are looking at us in a strange way, and we saw that they don't get it, that they don't understand it. So that's why we we'd rather avoid going that deeply, but rather show them the benefits of using the platform in an easy way. Also, we've created this, we've been trying to build a platform in a super simple way. So it's possible to pay with fiat money. People do not need crypto wallets. They are just uploading the photo, creating easily the NFT, and can sell it on the market for fiat money. So this is how far how far we are trying to go with this, to make it as simple as other existing platforms, as other existing marketplaces that are not focused on the NFT, like Amazon or Alibaba, like whatever, that people are used to this model that you just, if you want to buy something, you just like pay with credit card or all those payment systems, and you can easily get it in a few seconds. So we are trying to replicate it, but for the NFT market, so for the NFTs, so it's that easy to create it and buy it. And yeah, I think that it definitely helps if the platform is easy. But also, like, we are trying to be part of like many events that are happening, like supporting creators, helping them. Also, we've created a tutorials that are helping them to better understand how the platform works, how they can benefit from the platform, how they can monetize the content, how they can create NFTs, and we are explaining this originality, that originality exists in the virtual world. And I think that this is something that people may have a problem to understand yet, but it's not easy, right? It's not easy. It also takes me some time to, and a lot of books that I've read about it to deeply understand the technology behind it. And people who were never in tech space, never in crypto, don't know what blockchain is. It's just, I think that it can be difficult, but we are trying our best to make it as simple as possible. But yeah, there are some challenges.
Right, certainly. And what I feel, one hurdle to adoption is someone who is not very technically enabled. They find it difficult to get a wallet, integrate it, and then do all the transactions. So as a platform, probably you have to be very careful in order to provide an easy to use kind of a service, a good user experience. So what are your views on that, and how are you ensuring that?
Yeah, sure. So I totally agree that also our customers, we've checked it, we did like very deep research before. They didn't have crypto wallets when we started working with them. They didn't have any cryptocurrencies. So even if we try to do it as normal marketplaces, as most of the marketplaces, NFT marketplaces do, that you need to connect your MetaMask wallet, that you need to pay in crypto, that you can exchange crypto. Sometimes you can exchange crypto on the platform, but like we've been trying to do it this way, but it didn't work. So we've already faced the challenge that it's too time consuming, too difficult to understand, and some people do not feel comfortable with crypto, especially if they don't understand technology. There is a lot of also like lots of bullshit in media. Some people are against, some people are for crypto, but our target customer, some of them were not comfortable with using crypto. So that's why like 95% indicated that they want to have fiat payments. And that's why we had to develop it on the platform. And we started with fiat payments, don't have crypto until now. So and when it comes to the wallet, so it was another problem, although creating a wallet is not that time consuming. Now, like, you are able to do it in a few steps, and it can take up to a few minutes. But still, I think that this is another step that people have to go through, and still a one step that is making this onboarding process longer. So that's why on our platform, once you are creating the account, the wallet is automatically assigned to you. So you do not need to go to another website and create a wallet there, because it will be automatically given to you. So yeah, so this is how we solve this like two problems of crypto payments and wallets. And yeah, like so far so good. But I believe that even if we are using the technology, this is definitely a breakthrough technology, incredible technology. But I think that we have to make it as simple as possible to enable the mass adoption. And I think that this is something that's not happening right now. There are so many existing NFT marketplaces, and most of them are not widely accessible, are not that easy to use. And I think that when people open the website, they feel already lost. And that's why they have a bad impression about the NFTs. And this is what we are facing. Like there were lots of scams as well regarding the NFTs and the whole market. And, people speculating on the price. So obviously, lots of them lost money. This is a zero-sum game. So for some people to earn money, some people have to lose money. And this happens. So there is a lot of bad press. And also, this is what causes that people can have negative approach towards NFTs. Although this is, I believe that this is incredible technology that will be widely used, but it's not there yet. I think that a couple more years we need to widely to make it widely accessible.
Right, that's very true. And even I'm kind of a core believer in NFTs. I think there are many possibilities. So more than just videos or photos being shared, they can act as tickets to events. They can, they can
exactly.
They can evolve over time. NFTs, they are dynamic NFTs. So there are so many things, and this provides a whole new medium of storytelling, right? So for the influencers, if their NFTs evolve over time, if they provide certain access. So, what are your views on the technology itself? What are the possibilities you see in the near future?
The NFT space, right? Yeah, so as you said so I've been reading a very nice book. I don't remember title now, but there were many use cases how the NFT can be adopted, and definitely tickets for the concerts. Also, we have static NFTs that are most popular right now, but there can be also dynamic NFTs. So they will be changing in time or after a certain action. And yeah, I think that this is also incredible and interesting. Of course, we also have metaverse later there on the path. So, some NFTs already are sort of a ticket to the metaverse experience in the future. But yeah, tokenization of all the assets. So this is like for the creator economy, for the influencer economy, tokenization of their assets. And also NFTs are used in this security space. For tokenization of some more private assets, or how to call it in English. But yeah, and I think that's right now what we are observing is this community creation thing that NFTs can do way better than I think anything before. So it's also a phenomenon that many people already see, that with the NFTs, it's possible to create really strong and dedicated communities, which hasn't been happening before on such a big scale. Yeah, so I think that this is also interesting and inspiring that this technology went this way.
Right, certainly. So also, the last year we saw a very huge demand of NFTs, a lot of market activities. So last 2021 was the year of NFTs, essentially. But this year we see a slowdown in terms of the trading volume, in terms of the activity there is. Probably it will pick up in the future. But what are your views on that? Is there kind of a cycle over here?
But I think that it's always like that with a new technology that is coming up, and everybody's super excited about it. So there is a peak, and later people, some scams were there. So like people became less excited. but it will be gradually developing, definitely. And it was the same with like crypto at the very beginning. There are ups and downs always. So I think that it's not frightening that the market is a little bit down right now. I think that like this technology, there will be more and more projects. In the last article that I saw, I read that there are not even 1% of all the projects in the NFT space that will be finally created. So I think that we are super, super early. Although there might be hundreds of marketplaces, but it's still a super small number. There will be way more of them in the future, and more use cases for the NFTs that entrepreneurs, that startups, that companies will create. So yeah, I'm not that afraid that that right now a market is a bit skeptic, and also market is not skeptic about the whole technology, about the technology behind it, about the NFT technology, but maybe more about this projects that were there at the very beginning on OpenSea. Those projects, you didn't have to do much. You didn't have to have a very even interesting mission vision. There was just a hype, so people were buying NFTs. Now it's more and more difficult. You really have to have a good project because there are so many out there that the competition is also higher. So so it's not that easy to create a successful project and raise money from the market, from the sales of NFTs as it used to be in the past. But but I think that it's not affecting technology itself. Technology, as we agreed, is incredible, and I think that there will be more and more use cases for the NFTs.
Right. That's very true. But as an NFT marketplace, you're a business, right? So you have some costs, and you have to ensure some kind of a revenue stream or something to sustain yourself. So in the initial stages, like of a new technology, when there's not too much adoption and not too much activity, how do you ensure that as a business you sustain and you constantly keep growing? How do you ensure that?
Sure. So I get a question. So our idea behind this business was to create a monetization tool for the influencers, at the same time enabling fans to closer interact with influencers and own part of them. And as our target customer is not a customer that is somehow in the enthusiastic about the crypto market, and also as we are not trying to talk about technology that much, just using this on the backend, I think that, and because of the fiat payments, maybe that's why we are not that much affected by the current situation, by the current like pretty bad situation on the crypto market, and those negative approach that people have towards crypto right now. And when it comes to the mass adoption, it's increasing in all those countries because there are not only us, but there are also other players on the market, like exchanges, for example, or other blockchain projects, and other use cases of using blockchain for some other things. So I think that the population is getting more and more used to the fact that the blockchain exists and some incredible things can be done on blockchain. And like even recently I was in Thailand, and everywhere you have advertisements of BitCup. BitCup is the biggest crypto exchange in Thailand, and like people see these advertisements, so it's becoming like more and more familiar to them, and also easier for us if we are doing business in this blockchain space. And also when you are doing a startup, you have to think about the future. So even right now, the market may not be ready yet. So I think that in 5 years definitely will be. And this is how we look at it. We are early, but I think that this is a good time to start, and the market will mature, will grow together with us.
Right, definitely. I do agree with you. So because the adoption is a couple of years from now, but you have to, you have to get your foot in the door today. Otherwise, the space
Exactly.
becomes crowded. So that is probably where your vision lies. So also, since you mentioned that your target market is Southeast of Asia at this point, where are your customers located geographically at this point, and what are your plans of expanding into Southeast Asia?
Sure. So our customers are located in Thailand. So this is the market that we are focusing on. And later, for the future expansion, of course, our dream would be Japan and South Korea, where the purchasing power is higher than in Thailand. And also, this influencer culture is much stronger. So people are even more dedicated to influencers and even more eager to spend money on influencers, on influencer products. That NFT is one of them. So so this is our plan for the future. First Southeast Asia, later East Asia, and other countries. But I believe that if we are able to create a successful business model in one of them, then we will be able to copy this for other markets. So that's why we've selected the niche and selected the niche in Thailand. But if this may work, so then it means that we are on the right track and can think about the other markets and geographical, vertical, or product expansion of our platform.
Right. So, what are your views on India as the market? There's large population, and I believe that crypto and blockchain adoption is picking up over here. What are your views on that?
Oh, you mean which market?
India.
India. India. So yeah, like definitely population is very, very big. I came across, like some time ago, a similar platform to mine. And I think that it was developed by Indian developers, although I'm not sure if the platform is focusing on India itself, but it was, yeah, so I thought that, we have competitor in India. This was my first thought. But I don't follow this situation right now. I don't know what they are doing. When it comes to India, I agree. But I do not have, personally, I do not have that much experience in India, because even in a venture capital fund or acceleration, we've been always focused on Southeast Asian market. So I've been traveling a lot, but within this region. So that's why I do not feel that comfortable regarding Indian market to do business there. Although I think that business opportunities are definitely great. And even recently, I had a conversation with investors who invest in Indian startups, and they said that the quality is significantly better than it used to be a couple of years ago. But they are really great entrepreneurs right now, also in the blockchain space, or maybe especially in the blockchain space. So so I'm very optimistic regarding Indian market.
Right, sure. So, apart from the NFTs, the other aspects of blockchain and Web3 that we're seeing now, which include crypto, play to earn, gaming, and all other these kind of things which are coming now. So, what do you see is the situation in the Southeast Asia right now? And do you see a very massive adoption coming up from Southeast Asia?
Yes, so I've just attended a crypto expo conference in Bangkok, and there were many booths, but actually most of them were made by play to earn games, or even that not only play to earn, but there was one company that was trying to explain that it's not only play to earn, but also eat to earn, walk to earn, exercise to earn. There are so many other things except gaming that that they have similar business model somehow. I think that it shows the number of the companies that I've seen. That I think that it's quite a lot. So I think that it also shows that there is demand, that people think this way, and we will be most probably observing more and more startups. Although it may, I've been talking to many people from the United States regarding the blockchain space here in Southeast Asia. And until you go there to those countries, like for example, Thailand, you will not believe that blockchain or crypto is developing there. But the ecosystem is thriving. Once you are there, you see that Thailand is not a village like some people may think, that there are many entrepreneurs, that the startup ecosystem is developing fast, and also many interesting blockchain projects, crypto exchanges, and it's definitely there. I'm talking a lot about Thailand because this is the market that I'm focused on right now, and I spend most of the time there. But we have also other examples or other use cases of the NFTs in the region, also in Indonesia, or as you mentioned, play to earn games, like for example, Axie Infinity, which is mostly played in Philippines. So it also shows that that this is happening not only in Thailand but in the whole region. It's the sort of Web3 revolution.
Right. So, just summing it up, so where this entire Web3 revolution and blockchain revolution which is happening in the world right now, obviously going to take a few years for it to mature, but what excites you about this, and where do you see this going? And what is your vision for this entire Web3 revolution?
So I think that I'm super excited. I'm super excited because in Web 2, we had, Web 2 was like read and write, whereas Web 1 was just read. Web 2, we have read and write, and Web 3, we have read, write, ownership, and participation. So I think that this is super interesting because people feel more and more involved into all those projects. And it's not only about big tech companies standing behind, like standing behind, like in my sector in social media, it would be like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. But now in those Web3 platforms, like normal people can also participate, can also have some sort of ownership. And I think that they feel more involved. They feel like they have also decision power, sort of. And that's why I think that this is something amazing, that people are becoming, that people really feel part of it, that it's not only something that was done to them and now you can use it. Now you can like create it together with us. And I think that this is amazing. This is amazing about Web3. This sort of like decentralization that many projects are implementing, and decision power that can also go very down in the organization level. And I think that this is something that excites me about Web3.
Right, certainly. So also one thing that we discussed in the beginning is that Instagram now incorporating NFTs on their platform. So right now, although it is read, and eventually probably they would have right band and something coming up, but that really, I think, pushes the adoption of NFTs, because Instagram has over 2.9 billion accounts on the platform, and now everyone just getting access to NFTs without creating anything else, just right on their phone. So what are your views on that, and how you see it evolving?
Yeah, I think that this is tremendous change. Like when Instagram announced it, and I think that there was like TikTok is also thinking about the same, going into NFTs. So I think that it's good for us because this is something that definitely increases, as you said, this is something that increases adoption. And like if such big companies, big tech companies are going in this direction, so then even like the mainstream mass population, all these people, they are going to trust technology more, trust platforms like mine more, because big companies are also doing this, right? So so I think I think that this is good that they are going this way. When it comes to, this is a good topic, we can build on that. When it comes to social media platforms, Twitter have this option that you can donate, support the creators. And this is like from another angle, but I think that Twitter shows that there is really a need to give creators more than they are getting right now, because they generate or ad revenue that is coming to all those platforms, whereas 95% goes to the platforms, just like 5% back to creators, which is unfair. And many creators are not paid any money, although they bring lots of customers that are using the platforms, that are consuming the ads, that are putting their data there, that is later sold by those companies. And and I think that they also feel that the revolution is coming, that Web3 companies are coming, that Web3 companies are coming to empower creators. And that's why I think that they are afraid, and they are also starting to implement this mechanism of like Twitter of supporting creators, or Instagram, just simply going into the NFT space. So so I think that it's not only that we think that there is revolution, there is definitely Web3 revolution coming, and already big tech companies are confirming this with their activities.
Right. That's very true. Instagram and Facebook being one of the largest Web2 companies. Now, if they do choose to transform into Web3, I think that's a domino effect, and we will see many major Web2 companies now getting into Web3. So, what are you? Would they increase this rate? Would we see a lot exponential growth in Web3 after this move?
Definitely, but I don't know how far those big companies, those big tech companies will go in the NFT adoption process, because this is still a new technology. There are many bugs and many things that are not working perfectly yet. So I think that like regarding the technology development, we are still early, and usually big companies, they go into something new when it's already tested out by other companies, and if there is a demand already created on the market. So I think that maybe like right now they are talking that they will go into the NFT space and also implement it on their platforms, but I think that it will be really small steps until the demand is there and they can really go fully. And demand most probably will be developed by smaller companies like mine or other startups. This is how it's happening, and later those startups are just being acquired by the big companies with the customers and with the demand already created by them.
Right. So finally, in terms of the technology, so at this point, the technology is not ripe enough to be able to support the entire population, or the Instagram level of transactions on blockchain. So what are the challenges you see in the technology itself, and how are we fixing that?
Yes, like the challenge can be what happened recently with, for example, Terra and Luna, right? So that's why now we are many people are so skeptic about this, about blockchain, about this technology. This really works if something like that can happen and the chain can crash. And we are now, I think that we are mostly thinking about people who invested in the coin, but how many platforms were building on Terra? Like their solutions, like we didn't decide to go with Terra. We've selected another blockchain, but if we did so, now also our platform would crash. So so it also shows that that some things can happen, something like that can happen. So this is definitely the challenge that can cause doubts in the society, and people may be wondering like if this really works, if this really makes sense, or like what's the another blockchain that will crash in the coming days. So that's why, yeah, like I think that regarding the situation, many people may not feel safe about blockchain. On the other hand, there are also other challenges because let's remember that it's not one blockchain. There are many blockchains existing, and they are not compatible with each other, which many people do not understand because they think like, you know, like the mainstream, they think that there's just like one blockchain, and if they create asset on one blockchain, all other blockchains will know, and it will be somehow recognized and compatible. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, so I think that this is also a challenge that we see, that this whole ecosystem is very fragmented, and yeah, and I think that this is something that also some startups are trying to solve, and we'll see in the coming years.
Right. So in summary, there are challenges now, but in future there are many possibilities.
Exactly. So I think that this is always like that with any technology. When internet was in its infinity, there were also like so many challenges, but where we are now. So I think that this is the same with blockchain, Web3, NFT technologies, NFT technology, and so on. That's in 5-10 years, it will be a way better what we are observing right now.
Right. So, just some, if you have some advice for individuals or for professionals, young professionals, or because we have students as well who would be probably viewing this talk. So how can they prepare themselves for this particular revolution? And if they want to build a career in this, what are the steps they can take?
So I would, I'm personally passionate about blockchain topics, NFT, Web3, crypto, and so on. I think that this is a space that it's worth, that you should be following and reading as much as possible and trying to be up to date, and just read the news, observe what's going on. The revolution is coming. If you have a chance to join some interesting startups in the space, I definitely recommend to do so. And be rather optimistic than negative or skeptic. Although something may not work perfectly yet, it will be in the future. I strongly believe in that. Technology is incredible, and and like let's be positive about the revolution and the change that is coming.
Sure. So with that, thank you very much, Paulina, for coming on our talk show and sharing your insight. It was a pleasure to have you.
It was a pleasure on my side. Thank you very much for the invitation.